In the annals of history, there are many accounts of individuals who embarked on spiritual journeys in search of enlightenment. One such story revolves around a learned scholar renowned for his deep understanding of ancient texts. This scholar had dedicated his life to unraveling the secrets of existence, poring over sacred writings, and engaging in rigorous self-reflection. However, despite his vast knowledge, he felt an unsettling sense of incompleteness. His thirst for understanding remained unquenched, driving him to seek further wisdom. As fate would have it, he heard rumors of a remote mountain monastery nestled amidst the clouds. It was said that atop that mountain lived a wise monk who had achieved a state of perfect enlightenment. Intrigued and hopeful, the scholar decided to embark on a pilgrimage to the monastery. The journey to the mountain monastery was arduous and filled with challenges. The scholar had to traverse dense forests, cross turbulent rivers, and endure harsh weather conditions. Yet his determination to find the enlightened monk spurred him forward. Finally, after many months of travel, he reached the monastery, a place of tranquility and spiritual energy. Upon his arrival, the scholar was warmly welcomed by the monks who offered him food, shelter, and the opportunity to rest. But his mind was restless. He yearned to meet the wise monk and receive his guidance. So he inquired about the monk's whereabouts, only to be told that the enlightened monk could not be summoned. Disappointed but resolute, the scholar decided to wait patiently until the monk appeared before him. Days turned into weeks, yet there was no sign of the enlightened monk. The scholar, overcome with longing, couldn't help but question his faith. Had he endured so much hardship for nothing? Just when his hope began to dwindle, a gentle voice broke the silence. "You seek the enlightened monk, but how patient are you?" Startled, the scholar turned around to find the very monk he had come to see standing serenely behind him. Overwhelmed with joy and disbelief, the scholar stammered, "Master, how did you come here? Why didn't you reveal yourself sooner?" The enlightened monk smiled mysteriously and beckoned the scholar to follow him. He led the scholar through tranquil gardens, across courtyards adorned with lotus ponds, and up ancient wooden stairs, until they reached a secluded room bathed in soft sunlight. Once inside, the monk motioned for the scholar to sit down and poured 2 cups of tea. He then handed 1 cup to the scholar and said, "Before I can guide you on your spiritual path, I need you to answer a simple question." Puzzled, the scholar took a sip of tea and replied, "Ask your question, master." The enlightened monk leaned forward and asked, "Tell me, what is the sound of one hand clapping?" The scholar's brow furrowed in thought. He had studied countless scriptures and engaged in deep meditations, but this question seemed to challenge the very fabric of his understanding. He pondered for a long moment, trying to articulate an answer that would satisfy the monk, but nothing came to mind. As the minutes ticked by, the scholar began to feel a sense of urgency. Was it possible that his years of learning had led him to this point of utter confusion? With a heavy heart, he admitted, "I am sorry, master, but I cannot answer your question. I have delved into ancient texts and meditated for hours, but this question eludes my understanding." The enlightened monk nodded serenely, as if he had known the scholar's response all along. "You seek the sound of one hand clapping," he said softly, "but you are looking in the wrong place. To hear the sound of one hand clapping, you must first understand its silence." The scholar was deeply puzzled. "Silence," he echoed, wondering how silence could hold any sound. The enlightened monk continued, "When you close one hand, you create a space between your palms. Within that space lies the potential for sound. Now open your hand and let the sound emerge." As he spoke, the monk demonstrated by opening and closing his hands slowly, gracefully, as if conducting an invisible orchestra. The scholar watched intently, mesmerized by the monk's movements. Then, as if awakening from a dream, he realized the truth behind the riddle. The sound of one hand clapping wasn't something to be heard with the physical ear, but with the ear of the soul. It was a realization that went beyond the confines of logic and intellect. Overwhelmed with emotion, the scholar bowed his head in gratitude. "I understand now," he whispered, tears of enlightenment streaming down his face. The sound of one hand clapping is the harmony between my soul and the universe. It is the silence within the stillness, the music of being. The enlightened monk smiled warmly, his eyes twinkling with wisdom. Yes, you have found the answer, he said. But remember, this understanding is not a destination, but a beginning. The path of enlightenment is a continuous journey of self-discovery and growth. From that day forward, the scholar dedicated himself to sharing the wisdom he had gained with others. He traveled far and wide, teaching people to listen to the silence and find their own inner harmony. And whenever he encountered someone who sought enlightenment, he would share the tale of the wise monk and the sound of one hand clapping, reminding them that true understanding often lies hidden within the quietest corners of the soul. Now I invite you, dear listener, to take a moment of silence and reflect on the profound teachings shared by the enlightened monk and the scholar. Embrace the stillness within you, and let it guide you on your own journey of self-discovery. Remember, the answers you seek may lie dormant within your soul, waiting for you to awaken them with the right question. But our exploration into the world of spiritual wisdom doesn't end here. If you wish to continue your journey, I invite you to join us in our next adventure. In our upcoming story, we will delve into another captivating tale that holds valuable life lessons and profound insights. Your presence will enrich our shared experience, and together we can dive deeper into the depths of human potential, resilience, and the pursuit of enlightenment. Before we part ways, I encourage you to support our work. Your generosity fuels our passion and enables us to bring more enlightening content to audiences like you. Now, with a grateful heart, I bid you farewell, wishing you a life filled with purpose, enlightenment, and the courage to embrace the unknown. May your journey be filled with moments of profound realization, and may you find the strength to keep asking the right questions that lead to inner harmony. Until we meet again in our next story, may peace be with you.